I mean, Paul, I agree with you in the main, although I think there was one poignant moment I found anyway, when Rosie went into the cafe in the morning to get some breakfast or tea, whatever she was doing, and the way the guy just shoved her out and said he wouldn't serve her. And what was funny was the kind of way she just accepted it. Now, obviously, normally you see her as a bit of a feisty, strong woman and whatnot.
Ball breaker.
What?
Ball breaker.
A ball breaker, yeah. And but she kind of said that it's funny how quickly being out there on the road can just kind of break you, because she kind of just did feel like shit and sugar, and she left the cafe sort of with her head down, like she was worthless. And I thought that was quite poignant. I also thought
it was incredibly manipulative. If you watched how that was actually shot, if there was a hidden camera there and we'd seen it through a hidden camera, and that she was talking to a diary camera, then you would have kind of gone, okay, that's incredibly poignant, and I totally agree with you. But if you watched how that was shot, clearly there was a massive camera on somebody's shoulder, filming this incident, and you just go, would that really have happened?
Yeah, the camera
with a cameraman.
I don't know if they could see the camera.
It felt very staged to me.
I don't know. It seemed to be being filmed from outside through the window to me.
Paul, if you could recommend, or if you were to produce yourself, when you get yourself back on your feet, a programme that would illustrate and show the true pain and the true picture of homelessness in Britain today. I mean, can you think of any recent documentary or indeed films that have shown this? And maybe this is something you could turn your own attention toward?
Well, I think there's been a lot done actually over the years, and unfortunately I can't remember titles now, but
yeah.
There's certainly one where they were following about 4 or 5 people who had been homeless in different stages of homelessness. And it was just really an in-depth interviews with these individuals, and they kind of followed them around for about a month, I think. And again, it wasn't sort of with the camera there all the time. It was they were coming back and they were having the stories retold of their experiences directly to camera at various points throughout this month. And I think that highlighted the situation brilliantly, because they did get people from all walks of life that were living homeless. So they did have the drug addict and, all the archetypal sort of things that most people consider to be associated with homelessness. But they also had, when the first time I lived on the streets, and I think it was back in 1985, one of the things that really shocked me was the number of stories that I was being told from people that, you'd walk past these people every day and you thought, oh, they're there because they're drunks or they're there because they're drug addicts. And what becomes very apparent very quickly is they're not there because they're drunks or because they're drug addicts. They become drunks and drug addicts because they're there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the stories were always kind of dumbfounding to me, because it would always be the same sort of middle-class story often, even with the guys that have been there 20, 25, 30 years, because there would have been a moment in their life, and it's normally a relationship breakup, or, they lost their job, or some minor, in the scale of things, incident that became a major incident in their world, and in the process, they started to crumble, and then their support structures around them were just not there. And I think of all the things right now, that would be the thing I'd want to get across. We live in a country that, we're very proud of, and we're in a Western nation, yet the support structures for these people just aren't there. And many of the problems are the disparate breakups of charities. So you've got 2,000 different charities, all after, rather than encompassing them all under one banner. It was interesting in the program that only one person was given the list, which is the list of all the various places you can get food from. And again, all those things should be made easily accessible to people. And the support structures and the benefit system and all the things need to be integrated rather than the disparate mess that they currently are.
Well, Paul, thank you very much for giving us that insight. I hope you get yourself back on your feet fully, and that we can talk to you again in different circumstances, okay?
Excellent. Well, thanks for having me on again, Henry. Good to speak to you.
Good to speak to you as well, Paul.